Hey Bisons fans, welcome to another exclusive edition of Inside the Herd. Today we're going to get dirty with the ball boy, Brian Penders, in your third year here with the Buffalo Bisons, and we're going to talk about mudding baseballs. They first come out of the box, brand new, pearly white like this. This is how they come right out of the box?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so they come right out of the box, pearly white. But the end result, what we want, is a mudded up baseball, a dirty baseball, so to say, before it can be put in use in an actual game. Brian, what is exactly the purpose of mudding a baseball and getting it dirty before it even goes out there for action?
Well, when you have a pearly white baseball, it's kind of slick and it doesn't give you the grip that a pitcher prefers. But when it's mudded up, it gives you a better grip. And also, when you have a breaking ball, it breaks more with the mud applied.
Does the mud come from one particular place, and is there a way that it's scooped up really any way differently than just going up and picking up some random dirt and mud somewhere?
Well, there's this swamp in New Jersey where a farmer goes out when it's a certain time of year when the water's down low enough so he can sift the mud and dig it up, and he makes it in buckets because this gets distributed all throughout baseball in America, not major leagues, not just minor leagues, all of baseball.
So the swamps of New Jersey, the home of this baseball rubbing mud. It's not only used here in the minor leagues, but in the major leagues as well. In the big leagues, every baseball, and in the minor leagues, every baseball has to be mudded up before it can be used in an actual game. So let's learn how exactly you mud a baseball. Is there a specific technique to mudding the ball every day?
Well, everyone has their own preference, but what I like to do is I like to put mud on my hand, on my left hand, and get it on my fingers as well. So
okay, let's check it out.
Get some mud on my fingers.
And you want to wet them a little bit. Is there a purpose for making the mud a little bit more wet?
It just makes it easier to rub up the baseball. And then I like to get rid of the excess mud on my fingers, and that easily helps out.
Now, how exactly do you try and keep it from getting any streaks on the baseball, or do you really want any white spots whatsoever on the baseball?
You don't want any white spots because if there's white spots, it'll have a different grip for the pitcher when he's throwing. Like if he has a one white spot on one finger and then a mudded up spot on another, it'll end up as a messed up grip for the pitcher.
So you see here Brian Penders in his third year as the Bisons ball boy, the man that rubs up the baseballs with the rubbing mud every day. How many baseballs would you say you have to mud up each and every day?
I have to rub up between 6 dozen and 10 dozen a game because you have to have at least 6 dozen for the game, and considering the amount of foul balls hit during a game and also pitches thrown in the dirt, those balls the ump will just throw them to me be unusable for the rest of the game, so you have to have backups in case.
Do players have a preference of whether they'd like the ball a little bit darker with more mud on it, or if they have a preference of having it a little bit less dark and they want a little bit less mud? Is there a preference that pitchers have and they come up to you before the day that they're pitching and say, hey, you mind mudding up the ball a little bit less?
Well, most of the time it'll be pitchers want it to be darker so that they can have a little more decisive pitching, other than the hitters want it lighter so they can see it better and get a better bead on it so they can get a better hit.
So are we getting to the finished product here Just about?
Just about.
Okay.
I believe we are.
All right, so now here we go. This is the mudded baseball. This is a ball that can officially be used in a Bisons game here this year. And let's take a look at the difference. There you go. There's the mudded baseball. And here's the official pearly white. This is straight out of the box. So you got the pearly white on this side here, and this one is the ball that's all mudded up that Brian has mudded just now. And this one can be used in a game here this year for the Bisons. And now you got the look, you got the different baseballs, and that's just about it. You got to see mudding up a baseball. You got to see the dirty part of the ball boy's job. It's not all glorious. You don't get to just hang out in the dugout and pick up the bats, hang out with the players. There's some muddy part of the ball game, and that's what you learned here exclusively on Inside the Herd. Alongside Brian Penders, I'm Justin Sheinis. Thanks for watching.